So I'm working with a couple of buyers right now, and the advice that I give them, just like I give all my buyers, right off the bat, the first step you should be taking, your first mission when you want to start house hunting, is to get pre-approved for your mortgage. So I know this process sounds terrible. It sounds tedious and boring, that you're going to be having to find all sorts of paperwork to give to the lender. But trust me when I tell you, being pre-approved before you start shopping for a home will make your home buying journey way, way smoother. So what is a pre-approval anyway? So you can think of a pre-approval as like getting a thumbs up from the bank or from the lender that on how much they're willing to lend you for the house. So the bank is going to verify things like your income, your debt, your credit, and your savings. And they're going to say, okay, so based on all of that, your income versus your outgo, we can lend you up to X amount of dollars. And they'll give you a pre-approval letter stating that. So it's not a guaranteed loan. You'll still have to finalize some things at the end of the process, but it's a pretty legitimate estimate because they've actually checked your documents. The bank has looked at they've looked at your pay stubs, they've looked at your bank statements, and they've said, yeah, this person is pretty solid. And so essentially it's like having like a letter of recommendation or a letter from the bank vouching for you when you go house hunting. So, why does this matter to you? So especially today where, the market is still relatively hot, the thing that matters the most is your speed and your credibility. So houses are getting snapped up pretty fast in certain areas still. So when you come across your dream home, you don't want to be the guy that's going, oh, I need to go talk to the bank before I put in my offer. So by that time, somebody else that's already gotten pre-approved has come in and they're going to swipe the house right out from underneath you. So, in a hot market or in a competitive situation, your hesitation is going to equal you losing out. So sellers and real estate agents they're looking for serious buyers. So, if I have a seller and somebody submits an offer without a pre-approval, I mean, that's a worthless offer to me. I won't even entertain that. And my seller shouldn't either. And a lot of times, realtors are not going to show you a house until you've gotten pre-approved, because more than just it showing that you have the ability to afford a home, it also shows that you're a serious buyer because you're willing to go through that step to say, hey, yeah, I am serious and I can get the money. It's like saying, here's proof that I can actually get the money, and here's proof that I'm serious. So another perk is knowing your budget. So when you're getting pre-approved, it's going to tell you how much house you can afford right up front. So that way you're not looking at a $700,000 house when you can only afford a $350,000 house. There's a lot of difference between those two types of houses. So it saves you from heartbreak and wasted time. So you can house hunt and be confident and focus on homes that are in your price range. So it, not only does it make you look good to the sellers and your agent, but it keeps you grounded and realistic as a buyer. So what documents are you actually going to need when it comes to getting a pre-approval? So it's actually not too bad. And most of the stuff you probably either have that you can get from your phone or from an app. So the usual stuff they're going to ask you for is a photo ID. So you're going to have to provide like a driver's license or a passport or something. You're also going to need your W-2s. So probably the last couple of years of W-2 statements. If you are a 1099 employee, they're probably going to want to see your tax returns. So 2 years of those or 1099s. So basically any documentation that can prove how much money that you're bringing in. So they're also going to want to see your bank statements. So usually it's a 2 or 3 months worth of bank statements that you'll have to provide. And this shows the lender how much money you've saved for a down payment or closing costs, and it lets them know that you have a little bit of a cushion. Some other things that they're probably going to want, they'll want you to authorize that they can pull your credit report, so you'll need to have your social security number, and they may ask you, what debts you have, like credit cards, car loans, student loan debt, that sort of thing. So they'll also want to know about your assets. So it's not all about debt. They'll want to know about your assets. So if you have a 401k or an IRA, they're going to want to know the balances on those accounts as well. So it's all part of figuring out, your global financial picture. They want to see all parts of your financial picture. So it might look like a lot, it might sound like a lot, but honestly, it's stuff, like I said, it's stuff you probably have easy access to through an app on your phone. So don't wait until you found a house to scramble to get these documents. Like, go ahead and get them pulled early. And usually you can get pre-approved within a day or two at the most. So if you have those documents ready to roll, you can get pre-approved pretty quickly. So what's the big payoff for getting pre-approved before you house hunt? Like, simply put, it strengthens your offer and it speeds up the whole process. So first, having a pre-approval letter is like walking into a negotiation with cash in your hand, or in this case, you have a loan in your hand. So tells the seller, hey, a lender's already vetted me, I'm good for the money, and this makes your offer a lot stronger. You'll stand out from other buyers who haven't done their homework. And in a bidding war, if you have a competitive situation, that pre-approval could be the deciding factor that tips the scales in your favor. So it shows that you're not just window shopping, like you're ready to roll, money in hand or loan in hand, and sellers are more likely to pick your offer because you've basically passed the financing test of the equation. So the second thing, pre-approvals help you speed things up once your offer is accepted. So since the lender has already checked out your finances up front, the mortgage process is typically going to be a lot smoother and faster. So a big chunk of the paperwork and the vetting has already been done. So that way you don't end up with big surprises later on. So you've essentially cleared the road ahead of you to get a final approval much quicker. And this can cut down on the time it takes to close. So maybe instead of having a 45-day close, maybe you can close and get possession of the house in 30 days, or maybe as little as 21 days. So it just kind of depends on the situation. It also gives you and the seller more peace of mind that there's not going to be some last-minute snag that blows up the whole deal. When you're a few days out from closing and taking possession of the home. So sellers absolutely appreciate a quicker and cleaner closing process. It's one of the reasons that they favor buyers who are pre-approved in the first place. So you can kind of think of it this way. By doing the boring stuff up front, you get to enjoy the fun part, the home shopping and the closing and the celebrating your new house with a lot less stress. So you'll be able to move fast when you find the right one. And speed can be a game changer for sure when the market is competitive. So to wrap things up, if you're serious about buying a house, getting pre-approved is the first step. It might feel like a hassle to gather all these pay stubs and bank statements, but doing it early will pay off for you, I promise. So you'll know your budget, you'll look super solid to the sellers, and you'll likely get the keys to your new place faster with a lot less hiccups along the way. So go get that mortgage pre-approval done. It's the smart move. It'll turn you from just another hopeful house hunter into a powerful buyer with a real shot at landing that dream home. So if you need a recommendation for a lender, I have several that I really like and work closely with. Give me a call, and I'd be happy to refer one of my preferred lenders to you. Happy house hunting.